れか。せーの。My cabbages! Low, low, man. Oh, my cabbages!
And they're still fucking nerds.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Legal Mindset here, and I am in the lovely kingdom of Thailand tonight as we talk about a new development, something leaked today from Korean law enforcement straight to my door, a new lawsuit against me, not against somebody else, but against me. We're going to be talking about that tonight on the Legal Mindset. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, understand, America. Motherfuckers. And we're going to be getting into it today with this topic. It's been a while. Now, some people are saying my mic is... Oh, it's the wrong... Hold on. We're going to get the intimate mic now, guys. Is this better? Okay. Sorry. This is the scuff. The scuff. Not the laptop mic. That's actually the webcam mic. It's the Instalink mic for my thing. Yeah, switched it over. Okay, let's do that one more time. Legal Mindset. Teach you to be your own judge. Here in Thailand. Happy to be here. What's up, everybody? I know you guys enjoy the scuff. Listen, if it wasn't for the scuff, it wouldn't be a Legal Mindset stream. It wouldn't be a Legal Mindset stream. It'd be somebody else's stream. If there's scuff, it's authentic. It's the real deal. But it's good to see you guys here today. Shout out to everybody who's here. 861 of you piling in today to talk about this. And I know we'll hit 1,000 quickly. Billy Aoki says, Leighton Gay, Japanese Demon Lord. Abari Lucifer for 5 says, I hope one of my American brothers and sisters had a great Liberation Day yesterday. Enjoyed those fireworks, aka Trump's executive orders. That was crazy. We covered that. And if you want to check out my last stream, I covered that. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to look at my predictions on the legal changes from my stream that I did a day ago. And then we're going to look at that in maybe a week or two and see, hey, what has been done, what has not been done, what has happened, what has not happened, and kind of do an assessment in terms of, expectations and reality and see how that lines up. But a lot of stuff has gone down already, including some crazy stuff that was not even on the list of what I had expected. So we'll get into that in a future stream. But today we're talking Somali, or specifically Somali's top ally and or possibly lover, Hank, or should we say Han John Yoo, right? We're going to get into that today. I'm here for the scuff, said scuffed and late. Well, I mean, you're here for the scuff, so you know what's up. Krypton for 50 says, shout out to the chat and the Cabbage Facts pre-stream. Appreciate that and all the good Cabbage supporters here. Also, big shout out to Doug Diaz for starting it off with 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you, Doug. Yes. And then Rigo coming in big with the 20. Appreciate you very, very, very much on that. And once again, when Hank and Johnny, because they're both watching right now, possibly Johnny watching from Hank's lap. I'm just saying, it's possible. It's a possibility that Johnny is currently sitting in Hank's lap watching this because he's a very small man. And they're sitting there and all they're doing right now is... You are coping and seething. It's very possible that's what's going on right now in frosty Korea. Luckily, I am in very pleasant weather Thailand. The weather here is perfect. It's beautiful. The Thais think it's cold. It's about between 20 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius. Perfect weather, no humidity. Mwah! Bon appetit. It's great. And that's the reason why I've been busy, because right now is the peak season. It's the high season here. So most of my clients are looking to relocate from the West or from anywhere else, can be even other Asian countries, to come to Thailand or to come to other countries. I assist them in that process. And so it is a very busy time of the year for me, which is why I'm just getting back into this. But this is the perfect topic to get back into this on. Wolfenwings for 10 months says, hello from snowy South Texas. You'd imagine someone would think twice before suing a lawyer. See, I don't think they understand the meaning of lol suit. And anybody who's been on the internet, I know some of you guys have been on the internet for a while. I know some of you guys are degenerates out there. you know what happens when there's a lull suit, particularly against a lawyer. It doesn't go well. And it ends up just absolutely blowing back in their face. There's very few exceptions to that, particularly with like non-practicing, coked out lawyers, Brigada. But other than that, those few exceptions, most of these lawsuits, particularly against lawyers, don't go well because lawyers tend to think before they do things. They tend to strategize. They have a plan. They think to know what they're doing and do it knowing what the consequence could be, perhaps legally. Mayhaps, which is much different than Johnny. Torgo says, Ross Ulbricht freed, Suffa deep state, Suffa. Bigger than that, I think, was the loss of the security clearances. That, I don't think enough people are talking about that. That's actually huge. But we'll talk about that in another one. But big one and good stuff. Goofball Gorgon, Utsahia. Legal Scuff Set, a true pro, late afternoon, I have 20-minute proposed postponement. Yeah, I think I'm allowed a postponement when someone sues me. I think that's reasonable. Also, I have a PowerPoint today. We have a PowerPoint. Yes, P's in the chat. P's in the chat for PowerPoint. We got a PowerPoint today, baby. And you know what? That PowerPoint includes femboys. I know that's what you're here for. I know that's what you're here for. You're here for the femboys. We've got that in the PowerPoint. Hold on. Yeah, and see the P's. We got a lot of P's. We've got a PP in the chat. Thank you, guys. Very based of you. Thank you. PP's in the chat. Thank you, JP. Oh, God. Also, we got LJ O'Rourke coming in with a big 10. Yes. LJ, man, thank you for supporting me continually and helping me keep doing this. I much appreciate it. LJ O'Rourke also says, come for the scuff, stay for the legal breakdown. And that's why they always stay. That's how I keep them here. Goopball Gorgon says legal scuffs. Oh no, got that one already. Rigo says lucky you, LM. It's about to be snowing in Northwest Florida. In Northwest Florida, in the Panhandle. What the hell? Snowing in Florida? I know it snowed once in Miami in in the 80s. I think I was a child then, but I never saw snow in Florida even once. So I mean, it got cold in Gainesville a couple times. I mean, I put on a hoodie, but nothing real. I mean, in Korea, whenever I'm up in Korea, that is real freezing. That is real freezing. Danny Skier for 100 Thai baht. Nung Roy Thai baht. Says, can't you have your contacts in South Korea get that pizza place in Lotte to put an additional charge on Somali? It'll 100% destroy his chances. Okay, on this is kind of separate, but I'll talk about it because you sent a super chat. Let me put it this way. I have people in contact. There are people in contact with them. Whether or not they eventually do it is still in their prerogative, and there are incentives and reasons why they might do it, and they might not want to get involved, etc. Right? But we are in contact with them. So there are people contacting them. There are people pushing them on that. So it's not something I'm ignoring. Let me put it that way. It's something I'm aware of. King Lugia, thank you for the 5, and thank you for the continued support. Very awesome. Super cool. And just helps me continue to do this on a regular basis. Helps me continue to follow after my mentor, my real streaming mentor, which of course is the
Long
he's the real mentor here. Rigo says, PP in the chat, are you wanting a shower of sorts? Well, hold on. I guess I gotta set that up here. So we'll keep it a brief shower. We'll do it here. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna do a quick little goal there for the femboys. Right, we'll set this up. We'll set this up in the chat. Japanese Demon Lord of Bar Lucifer said, it's snowing in New Orleans, Louisiana. They could get up to 4 inches. You gotta love global warming. Hey, you know those Paris Climate Accords? Yeah, those were cute, right? Yeah, bye-bye Paris Climate Accords. Oh man, that's just hilarious. That's hilarious. Kettlefire Charmer Hiltus. It seems like Pennsylvania, where my friend lives, it should be 20C today. Pennsylvania's getting hit hard too. Ooh. Well, stay warm out there. Stay safe. Obviously, guys, remember, even when you're in snow, obviously you can still get like sunburnt. There's a lot of dangers. You got black ice. You got slipping. You know, make sure you're stocked up. You got everything you need. Stay warm. Stay protected and stay safe, guys. Really appreciate that from all you guys over there in the United States. Please be safe. But I think there's a lot to be positive about. I think we got a lot of stuff back in the U.S. And one thing I can say as an American, even an American abroad, I think now is the time for freedom of speech. And unlike the absolute hypocrite, Hank Yoo, once again, Johnny's top ally here, who he says, and we've got the clips, we've got everything. We're going to show some clips tonight in his own words. But Hank calls himself a free speech absolutist. He calls himself a free speech absolutist. As a person who is a free speech absolutist, trying to silence what is clearly free speech, like unambiguously free speech, regarding facts, which aren't even in dispute, is insane, right? And it's hypocritical, and it's the same type of person that says they love free speech and wants to move to China, right? That wants to move to one place that absolutely, objectively does not have free speech, right? Clearly, they do not have it at all. That is absolutely hilarious. I am, of course, very much pro-free speech and very much stand for that globally, although I understand the laws around the world interpret free speech differently, and some countries don't totally enshrine that concept the way America does. But as an American, I can stand for that principle. Linus Guy says, we had a 4th of July fireworks cancel once in Montana. Oof. Well, big shout out to you. I actually love the wilderness of Montana, the hiking, just being outside in Montana. It's absolutely great. I need to get back there when I'm back in the States. I love the one thing I love about the United States is just the beauty of the outside, right? The mountains, just the national parks. Absolutely one of my favorite things to do when I'm back over there. Mawapye 61? Is that maybe I'm getting that character wrong? For 1990, it says, love the coverage, but just to let you know, femboy is a slur to trans women. No. In fact, actually, Hank, in his own words, I'm going to actually play the tape. He actually explains the difference between femboy and trans. So you're going to hear in Hank's own words how he is very specific, how he is attracted to femboys and not trans women. So he actually says this himself. So that's false. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but I mean, once again, it's not intended in that way, right? But yeah, that's definitely not true. Like, factually not true. There's two different things. Very much different things. It's not a slur at all. So, yeah. Nice. I mean, appreciate the comment. Appreciate the super chat. Tatsumi said, let it rain. Thank you for getting in there. Linux Guy said, cancel fireworks thanks to snow. Oh yeah, because it's cold. It's snowing a lot. That makes sense. Thank you. And John Rexer says it's 20 freedom degrees here in Texas. Texas, you mean that state that's right beside the Gulf of America? I'm calling it Gulf of America. Although it should have been called Gulf of Texas. I'm not going to lie. Even as a Floridian, I'm okay calling it Gulf of Texas. But Gulf of America, it's good. It's all good. I'm here for it. And I am all for getting back that Panama Canal and getting Greenland. Let's do it, baby. Gulf of Buckies. Let's do it. All right. So let's get into it today with what's going on. Let's get a breakdown of this lawsuit. I, of course, as always, have prepared a PowerPoint. Now, I love me some PowerPoints, and I know you guys love them too. We will get into that. Alpha O says, hello from Texas. Finally caught you live. Actually snowing here for the first time in my life. How's the weather over there? So slam dunk case on your behalf? Yes, but I will say this. I am going to have to do some work. And I do have I've set up a little Hank Defense Fund, which you guys can contribute to if you feel so obliged, right? I am going to have to do some work myself, put in some amount of hours to defending against this case. Now, I'm going to win. I'm going to win bigly. I'm gonna win hugely. However, it is gonna take some effort. It is gonna take some time, and I am gonna have some assistance from my contacts in Korea. And we'll talk about this today. So let's get right into the PowerPoint. Let me share this with you guys over here. All right, we've got this over here. Let me present this full screen. Boop, boop. There we go. The Han Yoo Hank Yoo lol suit. Now, in case you don't know, a lol suit is a lawsuit that is a joke. It's a complete fucking joke. There have been many of these on the internet, going back to the time of Maddox, right? But this is yet another one that's hilarious, and it ends up blowing black in the face of the person that tries to silence somebody else, particularly to silence what is clear free speech and clearly something that's inapplicable. And this is something that in a way functions like SLAPP, a strategic lawsuit against public participation. That's how we know it in the United States. But Korea doesn't have SLAPP and anti-SLAPP. That's not something they do. They do have defamation. They also have something called insult. So those are the charges that are levied against against a legal mindset. So let's get into that. So first of all, who is Hank? Hank is, of course, a notorious figure. Of course, he is a top ally of Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali. Now, he is banned from the United States for several crimes which he has been convicted of and unable to appeal. He has been trying to appeal several charges in the United States for almost a decade now, and been unsuccessful at that because he absolutely has no legal basis, and his own statements have defeated his case in court. Now, Hank, just to be clear about, who he is and everything else here, he is a convicted criminal. And this is something which, even in the United States, I would not say as a lawyer unless it was true. Because even in the United States, I would be guilty of defamation in the United States if I was to call him a convicted criminal and he was not truly a convicted criminal. And even in the most permissive jurisdiction, even in the United States, which truth is a defense, we have very robust SLAPP provisions, I could not call him this and would not call him this if this was not true. And I'm very careful. In fact, I'm going to report on some other stuff. I think there's a Destiny case out there with some allegations, and you'll see when I cover that how careful I am when somebody has not been convicted, when they do not have a guilty adjudication. A judge has not said you are guilty, or jury, judge, whatever, has said they are guilty. Then you can call them a criminal, then I can say he's a criminal. He is absolutely 100% a convicted criminal in the United States. And you have the actual documents here. This is a court document here. And let me move to the side here so you guys can see a little bit better. But this is the U.S. versus Han Yoo 2020. And it makes clear at the bottom here, when you read the bottom, Han Yoo was convicted of 8 counts under the Gun Control Act, 7 counts of making false statements to federally licensed gun dealer in violation of 18 U.S.C. 924, and 1 count of possession of firearms by a prohibited person in violation of 922. So he lied on his forms, said he was a citizen of the United States when he was not, and he illegally procured firearms. So he's a convicted criminal. He's convicted for that. He also faced other charges, and I'm being very careful about this because, once again, this is something that I'm not sure what the adjudication was, whether he was adjudicated guilty, whether it was a waiver, but he also had some history breaking and entering into someone's home, trespassing, threatening people. This was his history with a bunch of hooligans in Texas, in Tyler, Texas, where he went in and threatens people as part of a group. They had weapons. They went into someone's home without their permission and made threats. So he's somebody who has not only criminal convictions, but he has a broad history of engaging in rather questionable behavior. Oh, real quick, L. Eagle, disciple of Wah, says, suing a lawman, level 1 noob against Dungeon Master. I feel like the Overlord here from the Overlord anime. I really do. This is like defeating absolute noobs, but it's hilarious. All right. These are factual statements. So all of these are factual statements regarding this. Now, groomed as a minor by an elderly woman. As a minor, he was groomed, and he was taken advantage of in multiple orifices. He openly advertises rates of what may be 3,000 won, maybe USD, who knows, and 10,000 won for full service, 3,000 for oral services. We're going to hear those statements from his own words. And he openly admits an interest in femboys. So I'm actually going to pull this down here, and we're going to play a little clip of the, once again, of the K-Town Social Club. And Hank's issue is that he made these statements. He came out of his own volition on an international public broadcast and said these things. And I think what Hank thinks is that he can say these things on a public broadcast and they will remain private. So he thinks that he can go out and just talk to people publicly on something he knows is being streamed, he knows being put out there to thousands of people, and my videos had 100,000 people watching them and looking at them on these various videos about Hank. Actually, more than 100,000 people watching them. And then, of course, you had people like Atozi and Deserto and everybody else covering this and putting this information out there. So millions of people know publicly about Hank's sexual deviancy. But let's hear it from his own words, because once again, it's not me saying these things. In fact, it's very, very much him saying these things. Let me make sure that the audio is good here, because I want to make sure you guys are hearing him completely in what he is saying about himself. Okay? So once again, this is Hank's own words about himself. Let's play this.
Different story, I gotta tell you. I wasn't abused. I was kind of groomed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened?
I'm not
for what
going to-
exactly?
I'm not going to reveal her name, but it was a white American woman living in Korea at that time.
And how old were
I was
you?
17, she was 37, and yeah.
Okay, so that's illegal. So let's just start with that. So he was a minor, and he was taking advantage, and that's illegal. So there's that.
She took my virginity both front and back.
Did you guys hear that? Let's play that back for the people. Let's play that back for the people.
She was 37, and yeah, she took my virginity both front and back.
Just in case you guys missed that. Just want to make sure that's out there. Once again, I don't have to say a word. I don't have to comment on this at all. I let the words, as we say in the law, let them speak for themselves. Let them say what they say. So me putting this information out there, me allowing the public to know exactly who he is and allowing people to know who he is, people in Korea to know who he is, people in Korea to know what he likes, people to inform his family of this, people to inform his future employers of this. These are his public statements, which he is proud of. And every university he can study at, including the universities in China, which perhaps don't know about his history here and what he's going to be offering, can all know about this, because he has put this information out there publicly, and this is for everybody to consume. This is a public statement. And when you go on the internet and you make a public statement, it's out there. You can't claw that back in and say, well, I didn't say, well, I wanted to keep that private. I wanted to keep that secret. No, it's not. It's no longer defamatory. You've said it yourself. So somebody repeating that is not defamatory at all, or an insult under even Korean law, right? In my consultation with, of course, Korean folks that are very familiar with the Korean legal process, which, of course, I know. So let's continue with this, because there's more. We're not done yet.
She used a device on you?
You use a strap-on dildo to penetrate my anus.
Might not have needed such detail, but
We didn't need that detail, but he gave it. And once again, as I pointed out the first time, and I'll say it again, he's smiling. Hank is smiling. Smiling. I'm going to let that speak for itself. And once again, I don't make judgment about his life choices or what he enjoys or doesn't enjoy. That's his own business. But it's, once again, when he's trying to say it's defamation that I said these things, because that's the issue here, is that he's saying that me saying these things is defamatory. How is that defamation? How is that defamation? You said this, not me. So you saying this and smiling, it is what it is. You did this to yourself, bro.
Did you like it, though?
He's
At that
smiling.
time, no, but it did turn me. I believe it did turn me bisexual.
Yeah, because you are
He's smiling. Speaks for itself.
bi. You told me that you hook up with dudes or do things for them sometimes, right?
Well, I would say like this. You know, my price is 3,000 for sucky sucky and 10,000 for fucky fucky.
He said it himself, guys. He said it himself. And once again, let me just point this out there. He's trying to sue me for defamation. He's defaming himself. And not only that, but here's the other thing too. He's advertising. He's open. He's saying this is my price. Guys, prostitution, despite what people, it is illegal in Korea. Prostitution is illegal in Korea. He is making this statement from Korea. He says in this podcast he's in Korea. He is advertising sexual services in Korea, which is illegal. So there could be a report to the police about Hank and his advertising of sexual services that comes in. Open advertising of sexual services, which is absolutely prohibited and absolutely illegal in Korea. And he's promoting this to hundreds and thousands, millions of people because he knew this stream would be watched by tens of thousands of people, and beyond that, it was restreamed by millions of people. He publicly advertised prostitution. That's a crime. That's a crime. So, and he's suing me. Right. Let's continue here.
You know,
10,000 won.
Huh?
10,000 won.
And see, only when they laugh at him, because he's like won, and then he changes it. He says
Dollars.
Dollars.
he says dollars later, but he's laughing. I think it's won. I think it really is won.
$10,000.
Yeah, but
You're joking,
I
right?
do.
Yeah, this is.
I'm not.
You're not.
He
Okay.
said he's not. Okay. So they tried to cover for him. And Korean police that are watching this, please refer to this, because I know the Korean police will actually watch this. Look at this and know that he said he is not joking. This is not a joke. So when he tries to say, they try to give him an out, and he said, I am not joking. I am not joking. So he clearly openly is advertising prostitution and advertising his orifices.
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused.
I would actually do that, but I do like femboys.
You like femboys. What's it?
Here we go. And who person in the chat earlier who said that femboys and trans, who made the trans and femboy comment, please pay attention to what he says here, because he literally makes a distinction. So person who sent that 1999 super chat, please listen right now when you think this is a slur or whatever else. Listen to him making the distinction. Not me. He'll make the distinction. Let's listen.
An example of a famous femboy, because I don't know what that means.
Well, I don't know like any like femboy that's like a celebrity, but if you can Google like femboy, like there's a definite difference between a femboy and a tranny. Trannies
What's
take
your
pills, right?
What's your definition of a femboy then?
So, femboy's like a feminine boy, like femininely dressed boy and stuff, but he doesn't take like pills to become like tranny. But femboys look prettier than girls, so
But
I mean,
but isn't that like bordering on pedophilia?
huh?
Isn't that bordering
I
on
don't think
pedophilia?
they're underage. I think they're just
Oh,
called.
just
they're not
boy.
underage.
They're just.
So we'll just leave it at that. So that's the statements that he's made regarding his deviancy, right? So once again, his words, not mine, and he's included this in his statements to police, saying that this is how I defamed him, that I said these things. Well, I never said any of this stuff. I never reported on any of this until after he said it. So first thing first, he said it, and then I reported on it. So him trying to sue me for defamation for something that he said is insane. And to be clear, and I guess I need to say this, I'll say this once, I'll say it again. I am being sued for defamation and insult. And I'm also being sued alongside several Korean streamers, and we're going to get into those details in a second. There's other Korean streamers that are kind of caught up in this lawsuit, but I was added to that lawsuit as a party as it pertains to defamation and insult, right? For statements like that, right? Which are his statements. They're clearly factual. They're clearly true. There's no ambiguity to it. And it's me really just playing back the video about Hank, right? In Korea. Someone asked, is in Korea the United States? Let me get some super chats. I'm going to continue with the presentation. Rigo said, yeah, sorry, not sorry. We are degenerates and we'll take anything you say out of context. Keep up the great work and more PowerPoints. I love PowerPoints so much. They make me so happy. On the inside, making a PowerPoint makes me happy in my soul. So I'm not going to stop it. I love it. And I've seen other people, by the way, copying me. I think Meme Copium's in the chat. I saw he made a PowerPoint. He's a little bit of a thief, but it's okay. I like him. He's all right. You know, he's okay. He's an all right guy. But yeah, the PowerPoints must flow, like the spice. Jorzen84 says, it's a trap. Nice. Yes, a trap. Asian Dragon 456 says, here's for the support that are doing it the right way for Andrew's support. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Did we hit the goal? God bless the goal. We hit it. Thank you so much, everybody. You helped me achieve that for the femboys. Thank you guys. Doing it for the femboys, which are totally different than trans. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate y'all hitting that yellow super chat goal. Thank you for that. Very based of you guys. For 200 yen, says, I just joined and heard the unholy words. Ryobi says, Hank sure loves to present everything to everyone. Oh, my emperor, can I get a fauna clip as a palin cleanser? I got you. Hold on, where's it at? I got you.
Disgusting.
It's pretty bad. I try not to judge, but it's hard with Hank. It's really hard. Asian Dragon said, like you said, Andrew, he's thinking that sovereign citizen and DIY lawyer to take you down. I don't think he filed this consulting a Korean lawyer. Hank's strategy has been to just sue everybody. And he's sued a lot of people. And I think he's doing it himself because he thinks that because he has a granddad that was a lawyer, he thinks he's a lawyer, he thinks he knows the law, he thinks he's a master. Well, he's about to get schooled like, well, a femboy. He's going to get schooled like a femboy. We'll put it that way. Mersulandia says, is countersuing a thing? Do you know what happened to Jeff's dog after he passed away in December? Any news on the Disney lawsuits? Disney lawsuits, not much updates there. Jeff's dogs, they're being handled. I don't want to get into personal details. I know more than I want to say right now, but they're okay for now. And countersuing, I could do it, but I don't want to do it. It's not worth it. He doesn't have any money. He's broke. He's what we call judgment proof almost because he's so broke. He literally is begging Johnny for 10,000 won, for manwon, which is nothing. It's $7. I would not get anything out of him even if I countersued. So, Dewogden one said, did Hank sue the podcasters? Yes. He also sued me in advance of tomorrow's episode where I'm going to review the interview with Bang TV because he knows that Bang TV said stuff about him that's true and he's afraid of that interview. It took me a while to translate it. I'm going to go over it live tomorrow, and Hank is absolutely terrified of that because he destroys both Johnny and Hank in it. We're going to go over that tomorrow. Curio said, can you make him pay your legal fees if you won? Not really. It doesn't work like that in Korea. And at this stage, it's not even referred to the prosecutor. It won't go to the prosecutors even. I'm going to be able to defeat this thing pretty early on. I am, in my honest opinion. But I don't want to get too much into my strategy. I'm trying to keep my strategy a little secret when it comes to Hank. Saul on the Ledge says, good morning, Andrew. You look pretty today. Well, thank you. I try to look pretty. Mark Mans says, please, could you upload a short summary video of all of Somali and Hank's crimes and potential sentence ranges as of today, but he's currently charged with the future charges. Some of us are too ADHD for 1+ hour. Mark, I will try to do that. Right now, though, I can tell you he faces no more than the maximum would be 5 years, maybe 6. But really, the reality is he probably would face somewhere between 1 to 3 max. At the current charges he's facing. However, we have a lot of time before the trial is concluded and for charges to be added. None have been added as of date. So as of today, we do not have any new charges for Johnny. However, he still is going to trial on March 7th. So that's still going to happen 100%. 100%. But speaking of 100%, Fitty Tucker coming in with a big Fitty. Thank you so much. Thank Thank you for that. Appreciate that, Big Fitty. Thank you for keeping the cabbages rolling and keeping the fight against these very, very annoying and weird people. As I've found, these nuisance streamers and their allies are extraordinarily weird, but they're really dedicated to fighting back and pushing back when they really shouldn't be, because they've got no grounds, no standing, and they don't know who they're fucking with. Danny Skier for 100 bots. So the new Overlord film is out. Oh, gotta check it out. Better watch it at either Central World or MBK. Hopefully a new season comes out. Yeah, I'll probably watch it either at Central World or maybe at like M Quarter. Maybe. I want it on the big screen. I want to watch it on the big screen. So we'll see. I'll be watching in Bangkok for sure. Deep Fried Crocodile for $9.99. This Korean dude is funny AF. Also, hope Thailand treats you well. It's great. Just return home to Thailand in the coming months. Finally get to eat some shabushi. Yeah, man. I'm loving the late night hot pot. I've been one for the late night hot pot, the mugata. It's kind of a Thai tradition, especially if you go out, you're drinking, you're having fun with your friends. At the end of the night, you go eat hot pot. It's amazing, right? It's absolutely fun. It's very chill. It's great. Michael Schmidt says, greetings from Germany. Well, Guten Tag over there in Germany. Hope you're doing well. Wie geht's? Says, go and get this thing. Yeah, he is a bit of a thing here. Asian Dragon says, I was looking for some clips of how Korean YouTube was looking at Johnny Somali, Ramsey Khalid Ishmael. While I was looking, I saw Hank as a non-lethal weapon, but still know things such as self-defense. Yeah, he had a baton. And there's no excuse for that. There's no out for having a baton. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to use that in Korea. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint here. So we're talking about his open sexual deviancy. And Hank, once again, admitted he was groomed, admitted his orifices were penetrated front and back, admitted he advertises rates of perhaps 3,000 won, maybe it's dollars, maybe it's won, for oral services and 10,000 for full. He admits an interest in femboys, and some of you may not know what a femboy is. So in case you didn't know what a femboy is, this is a femboy. This is a femboy. In case you didn't know, this is educational here, right? I got to educate you on a femboy. Now, any resemblance of the figure on the right to any public figure that may or may not be charged with crimes in Korea is absolutely coincidental. Any familiarity at all with that, absolutely coincidental. And in no way related to the fact that Johnny, aka Ramsey, is probably staying with Hank right now and probably paying for his rent with services. No, that's unrelated. It's just purely educational. This is actually just to let you know what he's into, because once again, we should know the difference. We should know what's going on when it comes to femboys, because some people are uneducated. Some people don't know about this, and you've really got to know to get to the bottom of this defamation case, right? You've got to know. It's very important. It's critical, really, that you understand what a femboy is. Fire Tree says, the handsome man has a good personality. Thank you. Fitty Tucker for 20 says, this is a gold mine of memes. The Florida man takes on bisexual sovereign citizen and his serial pest lover. It cannot get better than this. And these guys, they keep handing me W's. Like Hank has literally handed me such a massive W here. And the thing is, this keeps attention on Johnny Somali as long as this goes, because this is his top ally and or lover. And it's absolutely great. It's absolutely great. Norbert Froelich says for €5, in South Korea, even if someone said it's actually true, it can be judged as defamation. I guess your legal acquaintance has told you that. I am well aware. We're going to get into the law in just a second, right? We're going to get into the law in just a second. Now, I'm not going to go too deep because I don't want to go give anything away, but we'll talk about that. All right. Here's the thing about Hank, and this is going to work against him legally. When you are a public figure, the law applies differently to you. This is true in America, and it's true in other places as well. If you are somebody who is, for example, a celebrity, if you're somebody who is a politician, if you're someone who is out there on the internet, you're social media, you're out there on Instagram, you're famous, you are treated differently under the law. Now, in the United States, the standard is extremely high for public figures. It's extraordinarily high for a public figure. He is clearly a public figure for multiple reasons. Number one, he was openly and actively involved in most of Somali's crimes, which were publicly streamed, right? And once again, we some people say I would change the first sentence to reflect his real name. We know his real name, Ramzi Khalid Ismail. I say it all the time, Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Very clear. So Ramzi's crimes, he was there. He was active, and those were being streamed to thousands of people. The clips of those streams have been streamed to millions of people around the world. I see people in the airports in Asia, and they know me because I'm covering this. And that's just my coverage of Somali. More people know Somali than even I that know my channel. So people know my channel that also know Somali, but more people know Somali, and they don't even know my channel. So he was involved. He was there. He was in the videos, and he was 100% willingly there and knowingly there. He wasn't inadvertently filmed. He was filmed knowing he was filmed and knowing he was a part of it. That does change the analysis looking at him as a public figure. But beyond that, let's talk about other factors. So he was publicly in Johnny's streams and knowingly and wanting to be there and all that. So that's a fact. But beyond that, he's entered into public lawsuits against high-profile Korean streamers. So Ramzi Khalid Ismail aside, he's suing many Koreans. In fact, the lawsuit against me is also against other Korean streamers. And of course, I was informed of this before I've ever been served. I haven't been served any lawsuit. I'm in Thailand right now. I'm not in Korea. I'm in Thailand, the Kingdom of Thailand, right? Beautiful place, lovely place. But I have contacts involved in law enforcement. And I found out about this before I've even been in contact. They're like, who is this? You know, this legal mindset you claim. He doesn't even, once again, he doesn't have my passport number. He doesn't know my address. He doesn't know where I live in Thailand. He doesn't know anything, right? About anything, right? Haven't been served at any location anywhere else, right? And he's suing these people, and that puts his name out there. But beyond that, he's going on international podcasts. He went on the Korean K-Town Social Club podcast. That is an international podcast that speaks to the Korean community across many countries. So that international podcast that he went on makes him a public figure because he went on that knowingly to draw out clout. The same reason he had an international YouTube channel. One of the things he brags about is, oh, I had a YouTube channel that was giant in the US before I got taken down. He actually had, I think he said a couple racial slurs, and that got him a bunch of views. He went viral before it was taken down because, of course, it was hate speech. It was classified as hate speech. It was taken down, whatever, right? But he brags about being famous in the US. He has a wiki page, right? You guys can go to his, in fact, let's pull this up right now. He's so known that he has a wiki page. Right? Let's go here. That's a wiki here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, the Namu wiki. Here you go. So I'll pull this down in case you guys didn't know. On the Namu wiki, en.namu.wiki, right? You've got Hank Yoo, right? And you've got him over here with his own fucking wiki page, right? And he's over here on this listed. Got his information here, the dates here, everything going on here, his involvement with Johnny Somali, right? This is probably going to be amended, right? And talking more about, all of these doing right now. But he's a public figure. This guy's known. There's no secret about Hank. He's not a private person. He's not trying to hold himself as a private person. And he can be in no way considered as a totally private person who's not entering into the public sphere. Real quick, Bert Troll for 10 says, I came in and heard femboys mentioned. I may be calling myself a bit of a programmer. I even have the socks. I think I have to, hold on, I gotta play a clip here. There's a clip for you. I got this.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. That's for, okay. Asian Dragon says, right after he said that, I went to go do research on what the heck a femboy is by myself. Well, now you know. Now you have a visual representation of a femboy. Kirna, member for 23 months. Welcome. Also for £5, thank you so much. From an expert analysis on femboys, I would recommend Professor Lando's YouTube lectures, as well as Huss lectures, as well as many others. I've seen Lando's. Lando's funny. His comedy bits are actually legitimately funny. Good stuff. Good stuff. Although his hate on Mudang is criminal. And I will say, if Professor Lando comes to Thailand, I'm going to help Mudang press charges against Professor Lando for slandering Mudang. Don't you dare slander Mudang, okay? I will have you in a jail for slandering Mudang. Mudang is a national treasure. Visit him at the Cow Cow Open Zoo. Anyway, he's got these high-profile lawsuits and appeals. Okay, so why is his lawsuit against me going to fail? Yes, people loving Mudang here. I love the Mudang song, too. I need to visit Mudang soon. I'm going to probably go next couple weeks, so don't worry. I'm going to be out there with Mudang. Don't worry. Don't worry. Must protect. Yes, yes. Mudang is great. Love the Mudang. Okay, there's 3 big reasons why this is going to fail. Number 1 is jurisdiction. Number 2 is the nature of my statements, and 3 is applicable Korean law. Now, I don't want to get into the law so much because I don't want to give away my full hand here on the stream. Because once again, I know Hank is watching with Ramsey in his lap. You know, Ramsey's sitting in his lap, or Ramsey's under the table, wherever. And they're watching the stream right now. So I don't want to give them everything. However, I will talk about the jurisdictional issues and the nature of the statements because they're clear and they're obvious, and yeah. So we'll get into those arguments, and I'll defeat this. Once again, the thing about a lawsuit is, especially as on the defensive side, to win a lawsuit on the defensive side, you really only have to win one victory. And it can be a procedural victory, it can be a victory, process victory, and you win the case. So from a defensive side, one thing is a victory. So I only need to do one thing or prove one thing, and I can win completely. I blow them out of the water, right? Completely. So that's the advantage of being on the defensive, and that's why a lot of times I say it's not worth suing people, because a lot of times if you're on the offensive, you've got to do all the work, you've got to pay all the bills, and there's other ways to do things other than suing people. And as a business attorney, as a corporate attorney, I often focus on practical solutions rather than just blowing your money on stuff that doesn't matter or is a waste of money. I think that's stupid. Other lawyers encourage people to sue, whereas I say, no, actually, that's a bad idea because you're going to lose that one, or you're not going to get any money, or you're not going to recover. Is that lawsuit going to get you something? If the answer is not yes, and that something is really important, then you shouldn't do it, right? So let's talk about the jurisdiction. First of all, he filed this in South Korea, right? So he filed this with South Korea. Now, he filed it with police. It has not been referred to the prosecutors yet. It's with the police. If you guys have been following my Johnny Somali coverage, you understand the Korean system is different. The first step is it goes to the police. So my case is at step 1, pretty much. He filed it with the police. But the police haven't decided what they're doing with it. They may just let it go, drop it, say they can't. They may remove me as a party. They can do a lot of things regarding this case, right? Because it's at that first step. Anybody can go and report something or file something. It doesn't take very much. But he has filed it with the police in South Korea. That has been confirmed by my law enforcement contacts. Once again, before I've been served, before I've found out anything else, I know it's happening. And I think, by the way, they thought they were going to surprise me. I think Johnny and his allies thought they were going to surprise me with this. They thought they were going to shock me or scare me or silence me somehow with this. But they did the exact opposite. Right? By doing this, they have not only encouraged me to talk about this, but they've allowed me to double and triple down on this and go hard in the paint. I'm currently in Thailand, which once again, I say is a proper venue or would be a proper venue. I can say whatever the fuck I want, and he can't, under South Korean law, it's inapplicable. South Korean law has nothing to do with what I say as a non-resident of, I'm not a permanent resident, I'm not a citizen of South Korea, so I can say whatever the fuck I want about Hank, including the fact, for example, if I wanted to say that Hank is very likely engaged in a sort of sexual relationship, a service exchange with Johnny Somali, with Ramsey Khalid Ismail, I can say that. And he can't do a damn thing about it because I'm in the Kingdom of Thailand. He's in Korea. So, Hank, that would be what you might say, sucky, except for no one's paying you $3,000, buddy. No one's paying you 3,000. But Frederick Hennestead is paying in 1 Legal Mindset membership. I see you. Even 1 matters to me. Everyone matters to me. Thank you for that gift. Appreciate that. If you've received a gift today, please say thank you to the gifters. We had a lot of based gifters today. Fitty Tucker, everybody else. Thank you guys for gifting today. Really helps me put on the shows. And also, just so you know, we had a members only stream for all members. We're going to have a BLM only, the highest level membership stream very soon. So look forward to that the next week or two. And Ricardo Funks, if anybody is looking for a femboy, just look up Astolfo from the... oh, God. That's the classic one. You're welcome, fellow BL. There you... okay, thank you. Of course, the base Legal Mindset members are the most degenerate. Asian Dragon 456 says, this is one of a million people do stupid things like go on stream as a public figure versus privacy, who did not want to be online in the first place. Exactly. And look, I try not to get people involved if they're private figures. In fact, if you remember in this case, we had those 2 folks, Vivian and her boyfriend or whatever, husband, whatever it is, that got involved. And I said, stay private, stay out of this, don't become public figures. And they went away and they did that properly, right? And I think that's the smart thing. Hank would have been well served to shut up and go in a corner, but he can't do that. He's addicted to clout. He's probably addicted to a couple things otherwise, right? And that's a big problem. Michael Schmidt with 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing. The only 2 proper venues to come at me for defamation in this case would be Thailand or the United States of America. Why? Well, because a lot of this coverage, in fact, a good amount of it, in fact, the statements that he wants to come at me for in his report were made while I was in the Kingdom of Thailand. So if he wants to come after me for statements I made in Thailand, he needs to come at me in Thailand. The other option, which he can't use, is to come after me in the United States of America, because I have an American corporation, and if he wanted to, he could try to go to the United States of America, and he could try to sue me under American law, once again, me being an American lawyer, and try to sue me in America as an employee of a American corporation. So as an employee of an American corporation, he could try to come after me in America. That's a proper venue. I would admit that. Or Thailand. Here's the problem with him coming after me in America. He's kind of deported and he's kind of banned from the United States. So he kind of can't come back to file things because he's kind of a convicted criminal, right? Convicted felon. So as a convicted felon, number 2 is not going to work. Oopsie daisy. That's not going to work. And good luck in Thailand. I'll just say good luck. I'm not going to give him any... good luck coming to Thailand. Please try that. Please try to sue me in Thailand over this. Good luck on that, Hank. Good luck on that. He also has no information on my location. So at any point in which I've done a stream, he's going to have to try to point out where I was exactly. And a lot of the streams I've made from outside of South Korea and a lot of the statements he's alleged are defamatory or insults were made outside the Kingdom of Thailand. So he's got to pin that down. And he's got no information also on any of my personal information in terms of like my passport information or my physical location. So that's necessary to serve somebody, to give them this. So there's no way he's going to be able to do that to apply jurisdiction to me as a non-resident of Korea. So it's the jurisdictional issues alone defeat this case. So I win on these issues alone. Period. It's end of story. I just win, right? But beyond that, let's continue. Statements of the Korean law. So already having a W, right? I've already got a W. The statements are factual. Everything I've said, especially the statements that I made while I was in Korea, which is very careful. Any statement I made about Hank while I was in Korea was 100% factual. I did not elaborate at all about anything related to anything speculative while I was in Korea at all whatsoever. You can go back and review the tape. Any stream I did, I even mentioned Hank, purely factual, purely his statements, purely what's happened under the law. He cannot find a single thing I've said that's not factual. That's a huge defeat. Now, facts can be defamation in Korea. However, there are exceptions, and there's a lot of law that applies that carves those out. especially since what I'm talking about is related to the criminal activities of Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali. So this is something that is of high public interest in Korea, and that is relevant, right? And that there are applicable defenses there. Once again, I'm not going to go into my defenses and how I'm going to use those and work on that and file to get this blown out of the water, but there are applicable defenses here that are very clear, that are very, very clear. So that is going to, under both the statements and the Korean law, blow him out of the water. And of course, last but not least, if you guys want to support me, I have set up a nice Ko-Fi for this. You can go over to ko-fi.com/Andrew Esquire. I'll pull it up right now. If you guys want to support me. Now, I'm going to have to put some time into this one, right? I'm going to have to put some time, my own time, preparing a report, filing it, getting people to help me, helping people assist me on this. You can go over there to Ko-Fi and support me, donate to the Bank Defense Fund, which once again is to fight against Johnny Somali's top ally. So you can go over there to Ko-Fi and give me a nice little donation. That'll help out with the fight against Hank. So thank you guys for the support, by the way, because this is how we fight back, and this is how we blow people out of the water, and this is how these people are exposed for the frauds and shams they are, and how when Hank says he is somebody that is interested in free speech, it's clear that he does not want free speech at all, that he indeed wants to silence all of his critics, including all of the Korean streamers. He is suing every single one of them. Not just for defamation and insult like me, because I'm being sued for defamation and insult. He's suing them for stalking and harassment. So those guys are being sued for stalking and harassment. I'm being sued for just defamation, but he's put those together in one case. He's trying to smash them together because he hopes that in the aggregate, everybody will be guilty. Of course, that's not how it works, right? That's not how it works. And he's not really going to be able to work this one over. So thank you guys for supporting me as always. We're going to blow this femboy-loving convicted criminal out of the frickin' water. And I'm going to keep you guys updated as I file, as I put documents in. Eventually, I'll go over the rulings and everything else. Now, I will be a little bit cautious because I don't want to tip my hand to him. I don't want to show stuff before he knows about it, right? But I am going to be staying on this, and this is not going to deter me away from Johnny Somali. In fact, it's just doubling me down on Johnny Somali and the Johnny Somali case. In fact, if anything, Hank and Johnny might need to do a little talking, because Johnny has been hoping, and right now I was going to cover Johnny's crypto scam. I'll do that on another day. Johnny has been hoping that the news about him will die down. And he almost got away with it. If Hank didn't do this, it would be a little slow right now. There's stuff to talk about the crypto scam. There's stuff to talk about some copycats, some nuisance streamers that are copying him. I'll save that for another day, right? And I'll do a stream on that alone. That alone is hilarious. It's fucking hilarious what they're doing right now. And this is not a coin like the Trump coin or Melania coin. This is the cabbage coin. It's absolute rubbish. But they've got other problems to face. But Johnny, for the most part, for the last month has been silent. But this is now revving up the public interest before the trial. And you better believe that leading up to Johnny's trial on March 7th, which is the first day of the trial, I'm going to be covering this nonstop, including my responses to Hank, my battle against Hank. So there's going to be, I think, a little bit of a lover's quarrel with Hank and Johnny. Perhaps, the femboy will get mad. Now, who is the femboy? Leave that up to your details. Asian Drag for 199 said, thanks, Andrew, for keeping up detail with Johnny Somali. Absolutely. 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 No, someone says, don't spill the tea like Hank or Ramsey. No. I'm very careful with what I say. And before I got on, I spoke with someone who's very familiar with the legal process in Korea. I've also have a lot of contacts with lawyers. Like I said, I'm very familiar. I have a lawyer. I am aware. So this is all something I'm doing in consultation with folks that know about the law, right? Folks that know about the law. But of course, as someone here in the Kingdom of Thailand, and I will be in the Kingdom of Thailand for a good bit of time before the trial, I am thoroughly enjoying the laughability of these charges against me. I do appreciate y'all, and I do appreciate all the support. Thank you much for coming out for the stream. I know I've been a little bit off and on, and for those that have been wondering what I'm doing, this is the high season. I have a business helping people come over and enjoy moving to Asia, relocating to Asia, and obtaining legal residency, citizenship, visas, whatever route they want to take. Obviously, citizenship is a longer route, right, if you want to explore that option, right? So helping people who want to relocate abroad, it's something I've been doing for a while. Also do a little bit of help on U.S. immigration, people that are having folks that need to get back on the other side. So it's been a really busy time of the year for me. So I do apologize. I haven't been streaming as much, but I am back, baby. We're going to be streaming tomorrow, the next day. We're going to be going full force to end out January and 2025. Can you help me move to Japan? Yes, come speak to me. Email me at goeastgentleman.com. I'll put in the chat, goeastgentleman.com. At gmail.com or goeastgentleman@gmail.com, and I will help you out with your move, whether it's to specifically Korea, Japan, or Thailand. And Sitsitar Luchai, thank you, Kopkun Kap, for the 5 Legal Mindset memberships, the HA memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yes. Sailor Moon for 5 Canadians. As much love and support, Andrew, with you all the way. Thank you, guys. Smash the like button. Leave a comment if you like this. And I'm going to leave you. We're rounding out an hour here. So thank you, guys. Catch you later. And let's leave you with a little bit of the cabbages, shall we? Cheers.